For thousands of years, pottery making has been one of the celebrated arts of Cappadocia, both practical and decorative. We stopped at a ceramic workshop in the tiny village of Avanos to get a tourist's eye view of how these elaborate works of art are created. This is not exactly mass production, and only a handful of artisans have mastered the craft. We watched a most unusual wine carafe take shape before our very eyes, and an elaborate shape it is. Once glazed and baked in a kiln, it takes its place in a display that could easily be mistaken for a museum. But trust me, everything you see here was for sale. There's a reason a calculator can be found conveniently located on this display table. For Turkey, pottery exports were a $240 million business in 2022. Decorated ceramics take many forms, as you can see here. This masterpiece is a work in progress by an artist at the peak of his career. We left Cappadocia flying west to Izmir on the Aegean Sea. Here we would learn about another Turkish tradition of some renown: carpet making. We visited the Heirloom Weaving Center in Selçuk, Izmir, which is one of hundreds of rug workshops drawing on a cottage industry of home-based workers. Turkey's mostly female weavers produced more than $1.6 billion of carpet exports in 2020. Here's a bit of what we learned.
How long does it take? It depends on the size. For this big example, or for this big examples, we don't use only one lady. We use a team, mostly families. Imagine this one: mom and two daughters, one cousin, one neighbor.
A carpet's value is determined by intricacy of the design, ratio of wool, cotton, or silk used, and the number of knots per square centimeter. The more, the better.
You see better. Now she cashed at least, let's say 50 fibers, but we don't use these parts because it is rough and thick. This is very important. This is more than 1.5 miles distance. Or more than 2 kilometers, yeterli. Maybe under the light everybody can easily see. Can you see this fiber here? This way. Maybe you heard before, maybe your guide mentioned before, in Ephesus, silk was used to cut the marbles or stones in ancient times. Silk is that much strong material. Of course, I'm not talking about this thing. Because it looks like silk, it shines like silk, gives the same pleasure. The color is changing like silk. It's the same durability, but this is not 100% silk. This is we call as spun silk. That means about 30% silk and 70% cotton, sometimes 50-50 spun together, blended together. Look at this. Look at this. This is 100% cotton carpet, so which is 240 knots per square inch. So this is the alternative of this one right now. If this is 100, this is 50, this is 25. Durability, 5 of them same. $600-700, $1,500, much, $3,000.
Do you see one here you like? There's something for everyone.